do. Oh, and these have Daniel Smith paint cards. I've been down so it look like. 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 It look like. This is a weird angle. You have never been in here before. This is where I record my podcast at. And I have this shelf that's hidden that has a different, well, it had different art supplies and stuff like that. And also things that I needed to organize for Bible journaling and art journaling. And honestly, I just didn't have anywhere. I just didn't know what I wanted to do. So what I've decided is to give you a sneak peek. Y'all, I cannot stand this because I don't know where to look. I always want to just look at myself. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to say, look at yourself. And when you look at the footage, we'll decide if it works. Okay. So I'm going to find somewhere to sit you because there isn't a real tripod in here. And it is a mess. But I have you in here for a really good reason. I'm going to do this. And let's see if this works. It may be a little low, but I think we can deal with this. Okay. Just a second. Yes, I'm going to leave all this in. Why, y'all? Because this is a part of it. Like, this is a 2-woman show. Me and you. Okay? This is how we doing this. Okay, that's a little bit better. If the light hits you, my bad. Okay, so I'm gonna show you some things. This actually covers this so you don't see. And I have a shelf down here. I did all that just to move it. So I can't switch it when it's recording this way, but I have a shelf down here where my bags can sit here, and these are usually like when I'm going to retreats, and stuff like that. So this is where I just keep the bags, or I'm going out to Starbucks to work for a day. But the reason why I have you in here today is for this. I decided that these shelves, I'm going to use them to store in between. So when I'm starting to work on something, I can just come in here and pick out what I need. Right now, I don't know what I'm going to put on it, but the first thing I'm going to start with are these. I was a part of this, I think there was a Bible journaling group. It was before the penny. Wow. And we did a napkin swap. And I cannot wait to put these in my big Bible. So what we did was we would wait and then once a year have napkin swaps. And I have all these beautiful napkins. I'm going to just show a couple examples because I can't be in here forever. It's hot. So like this and this. And these are ones I want to put in my journal. So we just would send one of a pretty, wow. I have a Black Panther one. Look, Snoopy. Okay, and let me show you some others. So I'm going to keep these in here. Here's some others. Y'all. And I have tons of them. I probably am going to go through them one day and separate them by theme. Because I don't know. I don't remember. I think one person collected them and then sent them out to everyone. Look at this. This one, Live a Sweet and Simple Life. So, look at this. My colors. And some of them I have 2 of, and some I only have 1, and some I have a couple. Like, this is just a huge one. And I'm gonna see if I can show you an example of how I use them. Y'all, I gotta do this. These 2 are too big. There's just been something I've been just like itching to start. Like, I already started on my journaling, just doing light sketches and watercolors. And now, all of these are napkins. Now, some of these were mine because when we were about to do this, look at this one. We went and I went to different stores so that as I was a part of the swap, I could have different ones to go out. So what I think I'm going to end up doing eventually is having them separated by, like this one, like separated by kind, so that if I'm doing a certain type of either spread or journal, look, I love Finding Nemo. I think I only have a couple of these. And then I have some where I think I could do a whole journal, like sports, like for my husband or whatever. And when I would go somewhere and they had like little packages like this on sale, I would get them. I don't have a lot of them, but it's enough. And the one thing that I love about putting it in here is like I can just stand and move. I come in here to record. It's also a storage for print stuff. So this is where I keep, whenever we are doing our planners and we need sticker paper or colored dividers, or we need to make tabs, it's stored in here. Okay, I'm going to see before we head out. Oh, I also have some color like tissue gift wrapping. Now this is regular gift wrapping, but it has like different words on it. And again, I would look for these when they were on sale to do this technique. I believe it's called decoupage. Don't quote me, I don't remember. So let me see if I can find. Oh, it's just. Okay. Oh, it's out in the it's out in my front area. And then I also have, these are all about to come out, I think, which is I kept different. This was before I really knew what I was going to do with them. I would keep little cuttings and I would put them in my Bible journaling. Like I would save little things like this. This is the Jesus Dare. And I just didn't know. I have a whole bunch of them. And so I just started keeping them in here. Then I started keeping little cards and cutting out and saving. So all of these will come out and go with the other stuff that I organized this morning. Here's another thing that I did. I had this illustrated. It's a devotion, and it's meant for you to read the devotion. And there's little things that you can color. And this is before I realized I don't like really fine color projects. I don't like them. It takes me way too long, and it drives me insane. And actually what I think I'm going to do, oh my goodness, I can save the prayers. So when I would cut it out, I would cut out the images and maybe paint them, but I left everything else intact. So there are little prayers and scriptures and quotes. Here's the book. Okay, I'm going to see if I can show it to you. Hold on. It's falling apart. So here, this used to be a picture, so I cut the picture out, but then there's still the prayer and there's still the devotion. And I could even use the title. I'm going to show you I don't know what I would call this, because it's not tore up, but I just was like, I'm not going to use it. I might as well use these pictures. So yeah, I would just keep this. And when it was time, I would find a picture and I would cut it out. But I would have to choose, because if you cut it out, it would ruin both sides. Now the good thing is they have like the images pretty much on the same spot on both sides, so it sort of still left the devotion intact. Oh my goodness, then that means I have to choose between, like on this side of the prayer is, Dear Father, you are holy, you are powerful, you are loving, you are pure, you are awesome. I forget to recognize these things and other amazing things about you sometimes. I'm sorry that I often go right to my requests and complaints. Forgive me, most awesome, forgiving, and loving Father. In Jesus' name, amen. And then on the back side, it says, the will of God for your life is simply that you submit yourself to Him each day and say, Father, your will for today is mine. Your pleasure for today is mine. Your work for today is mine. I trust you to be God. You lead me today, and I will follow. Now for this one, what I think I would do is I would cut out and keep the quote as a cutout, and I would handwrite the prayer. So that's what okay, let me put it back together. Y'all, I cut it out so much, like little pieces like this are coming out. So I have this, and I have this, and I have one final thing, which is this. Now, these items were the items that were inside my rolling Bible journaling bag. Now, in here is everything. So, I have kits, and I have ephemera. Y'all, I'm about to have so much fun with this. I have more of the napkins because I would just keep a few inside of my bag. Like, look at this. I don't know why I don't really care for flowers and fabric, but I love flowers and napkins and art. Look at this one. I'm saving it. I was saving this one so that when I'm really good at the technique. This one is like silver trees. Oh, and people would send me lots of butterflies. I love butterflies. And I think for these kits, I'm going to put them here. I have this one that I know, and I want to keep them intact, like they're stickers and stamps. And at first I was starting to take them apart and put them away, but then I realized that I didn't want to. Oh, and these have Daniel Smith paint cards. I totally forgot. I used to have a subscription to this, but I studied. I don't know how people study that fast. I don't think all of them have the paint cards. This is the New Testament. And I found the Old Testament earlier. Look at all of these frames and tags and passports. What I think I'm gonna do is gather them all and don't even look inside of them for now, because it will slow me down. And just put them all in there. And then once I've gone through everything, these are all things that were pre-cut. And what I did was put them in sheet protectors so that I could keep everything together, like scriptures, writing plans, things that were color coordinated. No, I'm so done with myself. I'm so done and so excited. Like, these are all stencils, and I have a whole container for stencils. But these have hearts, and oh my God. Thank you. You know, sometimes when I go through stuff like this, I think about how people start talking crap about crafters having a bunch of stuff. I know. But some of this was given to me too. When we did swaps, people would give you napkins, they would give you stickers, they would give you little things. And one thing that I still love about it is that I would have things that I personally wouldn't have selected, but I could use. But back to my thought. Y'all know I keep these everywhere. These can be used as like as ephemera. The little flowers can be punched out, but then I can keep the cardstock and to use it like a stencil. I think if you keep in your heart the intention to use what you have and be mindful and to have a process to be able to go through things in a certain amount of time, I really believe that it can just be a really amazing experience. So here are a bunch of papers that were cut down because I needed to use a part of it, and this is what was left. And at the time, I had no idea because I wasn't doing any sort of journaling or anything with it, and I was still trying to figure out if there was a way for me to use it in my Bible journaling because the paper is so heavy, and Bible paper is so thin that you have to be really careful or you could tear your Bible. And okay, so all of this is coming out with me, and then this will be the shelf where I put the kits. So they'll all be together, and then I'll just set aside a day to go through all of them, so I'll know or have a better idea of what I have. And then if there's anything like stamps or paint cards or things like that, I may remove them, especially stamps, because I can use them anytime. I don't even know if they sell these kits anymore, but I used to love them, and I had to stop because I couldn't study as fast as they moved. I have these, which are some bookmarks for like Bible scriptures or sayings on them. And this is just trash. Okay. So I am done. My big Bible's in here. I think what I'm going to do is with this one, leave my big Bible in here and put my other spiral Bibles in here, so that is what this container will be. And it can also still serve as my traveling. Whenever I go to retreats, I always take this journaling bag because I can put a few things in my Bibles and have everything I need right on hand, or enough to lay some groundwork. I usually would do some sketching ahead of time and then take things like watercolor pencils with water brushes with water on the inside and some watercolor palette, and I can do pretty much everything just like that. And now I do it with such few tools that really it's just about all these other things were more for journaling than it was inside of the Bible journal, because a lot of it was too heavy. I'm gonna get out of here because I need to get to work. So thank you so much for joining me. Honestly, y'all, this is like going to be one of those things where it doesn't actually align with one specific thing, but this is about, oh, you know what I can do? This is about my hobbies, right? And this is what I would carry. I would just put a few things in here: stickers, paper, napkins, and just a few things. Especially when I used to go to mom's summer camp, I needed to have some things with me, and they would have some things there too. I need to go to mom's summer camp again. So with that said, I'm coming closer. Oh, let me show you. Let me just put this down where it normally. And then this is how it converts back to my art studio. My podcast studio. There we go. So that is it. This has been the best sort of like finding. Now, I just got to decide how I'm going to organize it. But I know I have, let's see. I have one full space. I have the journals, like empty journals. I have plenty of space for the kits, so I'll bring those in there. And I also have space if needed for additional art supplies, because I have a shelf here that I only use the top. This is why I set my laptop and my notes when I'm recording. And before I finish, actually, let me go ahead and just give you a little shot of the studio. Okay, it's messy right now, but up here's where I usually will have like my laptop and any of my notes. And down here is just storage, and down there is storage as well, but it's also the soundproof flooring. I just spread that across the floor. That I don't know what it's called. It's like a mat, and that's just an tripod, but that just lays across the floor. This is my Bible journaling tote, and that's my big Bible. I'm going to put the other ones in there, and then this will be gone because I'm taking it with me. And then this is usually clear. That is my mic and my mic stand. And this is where I put my manuscript that I'm reading or my iPad that I read from. And here is where all of my art stuff is hidden and stored right there. See? This is editing Dana coming in to show the example. I realized I didn't actually show it. So here's some examples of using the napkins, and I tested on the front pages. This is a Bible that I just have a lot of different illustrations that I love doing. But here are napkins that were, they had butterflies. Now this, I think it could have been better, but this was done with paint, and I was still learning how to do it. I really liked how this turned out. I would do this differently now. I really liked how this one turned out. And this is a napkin. Now, the thing that I don't like about it, but I probably could get used to it, is it changes the texture of the paper. This side is not bad, but if you can see here when you look really close, you sort of are melting the napkin into the page, and it's on there. And I really liked this. Really, really, really liked this. Like, I could see me doing this on each like the first page of each book of the Bible. So from the side, you could actually see that there's a little bit of color, but not too much. A little bit of texture, but not, not too much. So that's how the napkins are used. I'm finalizing the recordings for the 100 Days project. And I decided to come in at the end to sort of say what my final thing is. These past two videos, the video that you're watching now and the one that I did before, I'm going to put them back to back as sort of like a weekend thing because I want to start on March 1st. With that said, listen, like organizing and going through some of my materials, it was so much fun, and it was great to see, and it made me a little bit emotional. And my final verdict is that for the 100 Days project, let's just call it a project, I'm going to focus on 3 areas because is how I roll. One is going to be hand sewing on my blocks. I have hexes, and I want to have some bricks also. I have the fabric and everything prepped across the hall, and I'll be cutting for those. And now that I have my cute little butterfly case, I'm doing like 1 or 2 of those a day. So I want to do some of those. I also want to work on some papers and backgrounds for my journal. At first I thought I was going to do journal entries, but journal entries take me a while, and also studying takes me a while, and I don't want to rush that, and I'm not going to rush it. So I think playing with my actual supplies, my acrylic paints, I found some acrylic paints that I had from a while ago. Who knows? They may not even work. I don't know if acrylic paint can stop working. I don't know. I don't know if it can stop working. However, I'm going to figure it out. And so I want to do some of those. I found just brushes, and I found wonderful stencils and stamps and stickers. And so I just want to I don't think it'll be the stickers. I think it'll be the stencils and the stamps and the paints that I can just work on backgrounds. So with that said, if I can work on backgrounds and maybe put together a couple of journals, just assemble them, y'all, you won't be able to tell me nothing. Okay. So that's hand sewing, hexes and bricks, working with the supplies that I found and creating backgrounds. And since it is a 100 sort of projects, I'm going to count a sheet of paper as a project. Now that may be a hard sell for the papers that I need to do because they're big sheets, but I also have some like plain printer paper. I also have butcher paper. So I may do some smaller ones and sort of put them in there. I had this idea of sort of doing this, like almost making my own ephemera. And the final thing that I have that I want to still count as a thing along with the papers is I purchased these. They're supposed to look like antiques, or no, like old papers, like ledgers and all of that, and from books. What I want to do is I want to try tea dyeing and coffee staining. And each one of those papers will count as a project. So I know I can do 100. How I'm gonna keep count. I'm just gonna keep count simply on my phone and take pictures, and I'll come back and give updates periodically as things progress, where you can actually see. Because if I come back every time I have a paper done, we'll be here 100 years. But I think doing those 3 things fit into what I'm already doing. It also fits into my current schedule, and it makes me really excited to do. It will be amazing if I get to finish off of some of those original, those old paints that I have, because I'd like to just have one set, one brand, so it's easier to replenish. But since I have so many old ones, I just want to use them, and it's just for background papers. So I have that, and who knows, I may even do some like marking and use some of the markers that I have, because I got some different markers. Some I like, some I don't. And any of the ones that I don't, I can just save for my grand when he comes by. And so, yeah, that is what we are going to do. So with that said, thank you so much for joining me. Let me know in the comments if you like these. Like, yeah, I can see my views, but I do know that is a lot of just watching, but you should be working. You should be working. You should be able to show me a thing after you finish these videos, okay? And then I will keep you updated as I go through those other studies and get the rest of it organized. And yeah, so let's keep moving. I will see you in the next video. If you have not done so already, don't forget to thumbs up this video, subscribe to my channel, and go to the comments and let me know what you are working on. Do you like these style of videos? And are you someone who does journaling and art journaling and using different sorts of ephemera and all the knickknacks and doodads that you saw me uncovering over these past 2 videos? And are you someone that is considering doing the 100 projects? If you are, let me know, because I will definitely be checking in on you as well. With that said, your girl is out. Have a fantastic morning, day, afternoon, evening, night, depending on when you are seeing this. And I'll see you all hopefully sooner than later. Take care. Goodbye. Like